Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. So we'll give it a couple minutes. We'll wait for people to come on. So excited to be doing Facebook Live here with you guys tonight. Got a few things to go over. I normally do my team meetings. So I have a team called the Elite Stamping Stylists, and I normally do my team meetings by Facebook Live and never really thought to do it on my customer page. So I thought it would be a fun thing to come on here. I am doing the video live, but I will save the video onto my page afterwards. So if you can't catch it live, you can always catch the replay. I'm also going to try and see if I can put a copy of it over on my blog, if that would be a little bit easier. So if you're new to Facebook Live, basically it's a great way for us to communicate without actually getting together. It's fabulous for, you can comment, and the comments will come up on my screen, and then I'll be able to comment back to you live. The one disclaimer I should make, though, is that there is a bit of a time delay. So even though you will see the comment on your screen right away, I won't necessarily see it right away. So sometimes it's just it takes a little bit of time in order for me to see it and then be able to respond. So just keep that in mind if you make any comments. We will give it a couple more minutes. I hope everyone's having a great summer, enjoying the holidays. I know that I had a reality check realizing that school's going back in a month and I have quite a bit of stuff to do, so getting a little paranoid with that. But we are here today because my holiday catalog came and my order, which I'm really excited. I'm going to share with you guys what I decided to pick up, and so that you can take a look at the products firsthand. So a couple things I did want to cover is that bonus days are going on. So for every $60 that you spend for the month of August, you will earn a coupon for $6, which is redeemable in September. Great timing, because what launches in September? Our catalog. So it's a great use to use those $6 coupons for there. My next workshop is going to be August the 18th, and I have about 2 spots still available. So if you're local to me in Orangeville and you'd like to reserve a spot, please just send me an email to jumbloscraps@gmail.com to get your spot reserved. For my monthly workshops, it's $15, or if you place a minimum $30 product order, you get the workshop for free. Couple other things. My monthly feature. So my monthly feature for this month is if you purchase the big thank you bundle, you will receive from me a PDF document with the pictures and instructions to make 4 cards, and you also will receive the cut supplies to make the cards. So here's a quick glimpse of some of the cards in the kit that I put together. Ooh, sideways. There you go. And this one here. Okay. Just gonna check something on my screen. Okay, perfect. So if you're interested in doing that, you can send me a message, place your order for the bundle, and then I will ship all of that information to you. Let's see, what else did we want? Okay, so for my video here today, if you share the video, so you're going to see a button in the bottom corner there that says share. If you share my live video here, either now or within the next week, you will be entered in a draw to win a free prize. Or if you place a product order between now and in a week from now, you will be entered in a draw to win a free prize. And I will notify people on the day of my next live video. I'm just trying to see here. The next time I'm planning on going live is August 28th, so we will announce the winners at that time. So if you want to go ahead and do that, that would be great. If you want to just leave a comment in the video here once you've shared it, and that way I know to enter your name in the draw. Okay, so now that we're done with that, how about we take a look at some of the fun products here. So I'm going to flip my camera around, and I'm going to bring you down to my work surface so that we can take a look at what I decided to get for my pre-order. So let me pull my chair out of the way. and we'll get you flipped up. If you get motion sickness, toys. Hey, Elizabeth. Hi, Chantel. Nice to see you. Okay, so I'm going to flip you up. Like I just mentioned, if you share my video, you're going to be entered in a draw to win a free prize. Or if you place a product order between now and next week, you will be entered in a draw to win a prize as well. So if you get motion sickness, just bear with me. I'm going to flip you up so that we can get a closer look at the products that I ordered. I'm going to flip you up. Flip the camera around. We're also going to be making a couple cards here today live, so got all my supplies ready. Okay, so let's take a look what I have in my box here. So I'm going to put, this is the catalog. So I can't show you the inside of the catalog, but I can show you the cover so you can get a sneak peek at some of the fabulous products here. Now, if you don't have a demonstrator and you would like a copy of this catalog and you haven't already messaged me, just send me an email to jumbloscraps@gmail.com and I can be sure to get a catalog out to you. And here is my August host code, which you can use if you place an order, and that way I know to enter you into the draw for this prize. Okay, so let's dig in. I have a fun box here. So the first thing I wanted to share with you is I picked up this great bundle, and it's called Candy Cane Season. So you get a few different candy canes, some cute sentiments. So you get your For You and 'Tis This Sweet Season, Be Jolly, great bows, and some holly leaves. And this is a photopolymer stamp. Okay. Now you also have the option of purchasing a punch, and this will punch out the candy cane, your large candy cane images, and also the bow. So this is great, as most of you would probably know that if you purchase them together, you do save 10%, or you are able to purchase them separately. So that's the first thing I decided to pick up. I thought it was so sweet. One of the other bundles that I picked up here today is Alpine Adventure. So this is a cute one here, and it has all kinds of your winter sport items. You've got your snowshoe and your sled and your skis. This one here as well is going to be photopolymer. And you also have the option to do this one as well. I know, Elizabeth, isn't this one great? But it's the dies that caught my attention, because there was a couple things I didn't realize from seeing on the catalog. So not only do you get some dies here to be able to cut out some of the stamps, you also get some extra images. So check out this awesome snowflake. And then you also have these holly leaves to cut out, and this sweet bow. So I just love these dies. I think they're going to make really cute cards. So I am going to be using this one in my Christmas stamp stack class. So I'm going to have details coming out about that soon. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Now, some of them are bundled with other products, so I'm going to try and keep them together. So this was the next bundle I decided to get for Christmas, the Dashing Deer. Look at the detail on that deer. It's gorgeous. And great sentiments for both inside and outside of your card. This one is a clear mount, but you have the option to get it in your wood mount as well. And once again, you have the option to bundle it. So the dies here. Let's see. Yes, I love this one. So this one, you have your dies to be able to cut out your 3 deer, but you also get the leaping deer. So I love that. That's a standalone there. And you also get multiple cutouts of your detailed flower, and also just the flower outline, and some cute little floral frame pieces that you can put onto your card. So that was another great set. I'm going to be using that one for my Stampin' stack as well. Let's see. Now this is a really neat item, and I was excited to pick this up. This is the Take Your Pick tool. So it is a tool where on the one end, you're going to have an option to put in a spatula piece. You can unscrew, flip it around, and you are given the pointed image there as a pokey tool. And then on this side, see if we could get it open. Tight fit. it will release a slight bit of putty here, and it will allow, let's see, it will allow you to pick up those little elements. So to pick up those sequins, problem solved. No more trying to fool around with them. Now also you have the option to switch out the spatula end with the double-ended stylus piece, and you have your larger and you have your small. So that's a great tool that I'm sure I'm going to get lots of use out of. Let's see, also in here I picked up some of this Mary Merlot ribbon. So let's see if I can get this open to show you. So I really liked this ribbon because it's actually a reversible ribbon. So if you open it up, you have the one side where you're going to have your Mary Merlot, but on the other side it has the copper braided into it. Super shimmery, super pretty. So I liked that one. It was so hard to choose. Let's see, what else do we have in here? So this was a background stamp that I fell in love with, the buffalo check. So I loved to be able to stamp this plaid. This is in a clear mount, and you are able to get it with the wood mount as well. So this is buffalo check. And here's a new embossing folder. So this one's called Swirls and Curls Textured Impressions folder. So this is not one of our dynamic folders. This is going to be just your standard embossing folder. Okay, so you get your swirls. And I don't know if a lot of you have noticed, but Stampin' Up! Has changed their embossing folders. So if you take a look down here, they now have a line at the bottom of it, which is a great feature so that you can make sure to layer your cardstock in there so that it's straight. So that's a terrific feature that they've added this year. Let's see. So much in here. Okay, so here's another set I picked up. Oh, you got the buffalo check too, Elizabeth? Yes, I love the buffalo check. I think that one's going to be really popular. So I picked up the Sincerely Santa. So this stamp set here is actually perfect to make your Christmas tags. So you get your Fa La La, open on December 25th, Joy to the World, and this one's from Santa. You also get your to and from, and a cute little image bundle here. This one here is a clear mount as well. Now you will have the option that you can purchase the stamp set, and you can also purchase the tag kit. So they are sold separately. I will be holding a tag class later on in the season where I already have the stamp set. So as long as you purchase the tag kit, we'll be able to come over here and do a class where we can put the tags together. So what you get is the sweet little tin can, and it's done with the green and white, almost like a candy cane. Super sweet tin. You get your instruction manual. So these are an example of the different tags that you will be making with this kit. And what's great is they have the instructions all here for you. And then you also get all your supplies in here. So it's lots of little packages. So you get a package of cute little bells, a little bit of your white baker's twine. You get some ribbon selection with the red and the green. You're going to get your little package of doilies to put onto your tags. And some cute little die-cut snowflakes here. And then you're also going to get this little package, which is going to have all your tag components in here in order for you to put your tags together. So it's great because they all come together. And then once your tags are done, you can put them all together in your little tin and you're all ready for Christmas. So I'll have more information on my page about when I do my... when I'm going to hold my class for this one. So let's see. Picked up some of the baker's twine. This one's from the Farmhouse Suite. So it comes with cherry cobbler, mossy meadow, I believe, and berry vanilla. Now I noticed, let's see if I can get it here with the lighting. This baker's twine seems a lot thicker than the other ones. It seems more finely woven. So I'm excited to use these. These would also be great for your Christmas tags. Almost done here, promise. So this is another great new bundle coming. It's called Takeout Treats, And it's a great set because you're actually going to make your own little Chinese takeout boxes with it. So all you're going to do is you're going to die cut 2 of these here. And then you're also given a couple other die pieces to cut some of the images out of the stamp set. And you've got some on the back, so you get lots of dies with the set. And this one's going to carry you all season. So this one has less tricks and more treats. Enjoy, something sweet to eat, love you lots, some Christmas cheer for you, thank you, yum, this is for you. And then you also get some images here. So you get your holly leaves and your hearts, your little candy, and then you're gonna get a few of the extra dies to be able to cut those elements out. So this one's a great bundle. Hi, Ida. This one's a great bundle, and once again, you can purchase them separately or you can purchase them together and save the 10%. So I thought this one would be great for making different things for the kids. Now I also picked up last minute, I decided to throw these in. So these are called the Festive Farmhouse Elements, and they're little wood chip pieces. One side there's a gray paint, and I think the other side is unfinished. So you're gonna get the words Merry, Joy, Noel. Yes, it would be great for Valentine's Day, Elizabeth. That's what I was thinking too. Oh, or even a little advent calendar with them and do up the little boxes. That would be neat too. And you get your Christmas trees and your stars. So this was the last minute thing. I thought that would be great for some Christmas cards. Okay, we are almost at the bottom. Now, Stampin' Up! Is also bringing back the shimmer paint. So I decided to pick up one of them. And I went with the shimmer Champagne Mist. So a lot of this goes a long way. So it is a small container, but you don't need a lot of it. And I think this is, I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. I use my Wink of Stella all the time, and I think this is going to give a bit of a different finish to the cards. So I'm really excited that they came out with this. Okay, almost to the bottom. Let's see, we got some cardstock, some Christmas colors to work here. So I went with Cherry Cobbler to work on our Christmas cards, some Very Vanilla, Mossy Meadow. Crumb cake is a staple for me. I go through so much crumb cake on my cards. And then Early Espresso. So these are in the annual catalog, but I thought it'd be fun to show you the colors that I got to work with for the holiday season. Now, this is a bundle set of products that I picked up. This paper does not go with the suite. I wasn't the biggest fan of the paper that went with the Country Home, but I love the frosted floral paper. So I decided, who says that I can't mix it up? So I decided to create my own bundle of products and add this paper to it instead of the one that they had set with it, because that's okay. So the stamp set is awesome. It's Country Home. You get lots of great sentiments in here. Happy harvest blessings. So grateful for someone like you. Simply thankful for all the good things. And you're able to put these great floral images into the vases here. These sentiments here will fit into this little tag that you can adhere to your different jars. One thing I did want to point out is I didn't realize this until I saw other people sharing it. Let's see, scratch too much white paper. Is that the images in this stamp set are huge. I thought that they would have been a lot smaller, so I was really excited about the size of them. I thought that they would have been a lot smaller from the examples I was shown, so I was really impressed with that. So that's the stamp set. I will be offering an online class with this one as well. Now this is a fun element. It's the chicken wire. Let's see if we can get this open. So this is neat. You can peel it off of the page here and adhere it to your card, and it's going to look like chicken wire. It's so neat. I was excited about this. It's really different. It's really thin too, so won't add too much weight. And the embossing folder that goes with this suite is the Tin Tile Dynamic Embossing Folder. So let's get this open here. So this is going to give you an embossed image that's going to look like those old-fashioned tin, how many sheets in the chicken wire? The chicken wire comes with 6 sheets, so great value for it. And I mean, you can cut them up to put little pieces behind your images. So one sheet could go a really long way. It's a good value. And it's the silver on one side and the white on the other. So you can really do either or. And you could really even color your white any color you want, really. So the dynamic embossing folder here, the tin tile, is going to give you the impression of an old-fashioned ceiling. Those old-fashioned tin. Let's see, will that make a difference? It's kind of hard. Gosh, I'll hold this image up. There you go. Now this one is the dynamic, so it's your thicker embossing folder. So you are going to want to use a different sandwich with it. And once again, this one does come with a line so that you can ensure that you're inserting your paper straight. Now this frosted floral paper, I couldn't do without it. Now I'm not sure if you'll be able to catch it on the video, but there is a pearlized finish to these papers. So if I tilt it this way, you can kind of see the glisten to it. And it almost feels a little lighter, and I think that's the finish on the paper. But how gorgeous are these colors? They're so bright, and it's such a shiny, silky finish to it as well. So I was really, really pleased with this paper. So once again, Stampin' Up paper are double-sided. So this one here is going to be gray. Okay. And then we have this piece here with great greens and turquoises. And on the back side, beautiful leaf. So I thought this could still work for fall images. Look at those pines in there. Beautiful. And it's so shimmery. It's really something that you almost need to see in person. I think it's really hard to try and get to show how shiny it is. This one's great leaves, and once again, the shiny finish. This one here, you get your classic stripe. Great basic. Beautiful floral vines on this one. And then a nice deep purple polka dot. This one here with your little flowers. I thought that was adorable. And on the back, the soft green. It's got some watercolor effect in the one side of it. So the colors used for this bundle, and if you didn't know, Stampin' Up puts a little feature on the back of their designer series paper, so you know what colors were used in making it, so it makes it easy to coordinate your products. So for this one here, they use Blackberry Bliss, Blushing Bride, Gray Granite, Mary Merlot, Mint Macaron, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Pearl Pizzazz, Pineapple Punch, Powder Pink, Soft Sea Foam, Soft Suede, and Tranquil Tide. So lots of colors went into putting this paper together. So that's the first set of designer series paper I picked up. The next one here, this one is the Festive Farmhouse. So I loved this set. To me, this was traditional Christmas right there. So you get your great plaid, and this is with the green and the cherry cobbler, I believe, with a very vanilla base. And on the back side, it's a great green with a little star image. Okay. And your next piece is going to be a classic piece of white wood wash finish. And then you get a great classic stripe with the white and the cherry cobbler. Here's a terrific plaid. You always need plaid for Christmas. With a great stripe. Okay. And you get a smaller planked white wood piece. On the opposite side, it's got writing on it, and it says Happy Christmas, Peace on Earth, North Pole, Under the Mistletoe. So lots of different Christmas sentiments in here. I thought this was a great idea. Just about every piece of paper in this designer series paper pack I fell in love with. Love this diagonal plaid with the crumb cake and the cherry cobbler. And then on the back side, you get your nice red graph paper. And here's the gray with stars. Not sure if I'm a fan of this one. I think the stripes are a little bit too tight, but I love the star piece of paper, so I'm okay with that. And so for this one here, they used basic black, cherry cobbler, gray granite, mossy meadow, very vanilla, and whisper white. Okay. And the very last thing I picked up was some of this metallic paper. So I got this specifically to do for the tin tile ceilings. Let's see if I can get this open. So this is going to be a little bit different than the silver foil paper that's going to be in the annual catalog. Has a bit more of a rougher finish to it, and it is a bit more worn looking. Okay, so there we go. So those are the items that I decided to pick up for my pre-order. Customers are able to start ordering their products on September the 5th. One great thing about being a demonstrator is you can order now. So if you are interested and want more information about my team, the Elite Stamping Stylists, please don't hesitate to send me an email up here and we can talk about it. You are able to customize your starters kit, so you can fill it with as much holiday catalog stuff as you want. So that's it for my Christmas stuff here today. And also send me an email if you need a catalog. I'm more than happy to send one out to you. You just need to send me an email with your mailing address and then we can get that in the mail for you. Same thing, I send out a monthly newsletter on the 1st of every month. So if you're interested in getting a copy of that, let me know by sending me an email. So now I've put together a couple really quick cards. As opposed to Christmas, they are summer cards because we are in August. So this is the first card that I thought we could put together here today. And this is using the Tropical Escape Bundle. So the stamp set is the Tropical Chic. So you get lots of great images here with a few sentiments. And then the die bundle has your different leaf pieces, which will cut both the outside and the detailed cut of your leaf. And I'm also featuring some of my favorite paper out of the annual catalog, which is the tropical paper. So I've got it all tucked together in this bag. But just as a quick flip, because we don't want to take too long here tonight. Just great colors, great images, fun, bright. Love the mixture of the pinks and greens and blacks. Okay, so I'm going to put this all aside. And so this is the card we're going to be stamping here today. So I have all my pieces already cut and put together to try and save us some time. So I'm starting with a Tranquil Tide base, and it's the standard card size, and I have it scored in half at 4 1/4. And I have a piece of Designer Series paper, and this is the leaf background piece here. And all I'm going to do is, I love this paper, but for my card, I wanted to have a little bit more color coordination. So I went and grabbed my Petal Pink ink, and I'm just going to do some stamping in the background of this. So I'm going to grab my stamp. We're going to get these little guys mounted. Okay, and I don't want to do it too much because I don't want to take it away from the center element of my card, because that's really what I want to pop on here. So we're just going to stamp it sporadically. When I do random stamping, one of the tips I do have is to have some of your stamping coming off your paper layer. That way it gives it a little bit more of a random look. Okay, so once we have that done, I'm actually going to mount this paper and put it onto my card base. Okay. I'm going to put it right on here, and we're going to aim to center it, something I can be challenged with. So there we go. The next thing I'm going to do is I've cut one of these leaf frame pieces here. So I have it beautiful. Isn't that neat? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere that once again to the center of my card, and I'm using my Tombow multi-adhesive glue. One tip I can give about this glue: a little goes a long way. So you really don't need to put a lot in here, and you don't want it to ooze out onto your card base. And I'm okay if it's not 100% stuck down. I'm looking for dimension on this card. And I want some of the leaf pieces to kind of stick out. Okay. And put some over here, including my hand. There we go. Okay. So all I'm going to do, I am an enabler. You know, it's funny, what one person looks at and sees in the catalog and what another person looks at could be completely different. And until I find you see them working with it, you just don't realize the possibilities that that other person already maybe saw in their heads. And I think that's what's so exciting about watching different process videos, is that you see the products actually in use and you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't know it could do that. So then what I've done is I've cut some of these leaves out of the die set, and I've cut them out of vellum. Oh, we're all tangled. There we go. So all I want to do is I want to roughly put these vellum pieces over where I have the white piece. And this is going to give it a little bit more of a 3D pop when you see the leaves come up on it. So once again, I'm going to be careful how I put the glue on. I want this to be 3D, like I said, so I don't want it fully adhered to my card because I want the 3D effect of it popping up. So all I'm going to do is put this on right over top of one of the leaves. Now, another tip with working with the Tombow glue is it's great to use because if you don't put your piece exactly on where you want it to be, you will have that time to be able to move your piece around before the glue sets. Whereas if you use some of the tape adhesives, you don't have that availability to be able to move it around. But that being said, you do also want to, if you want something to stick where you place it, you will just have to hold it there just for a couple seconds so the glue can do its magic and adhere. Okay, so now all we're going to do is stick this one here. Perfect. We're almost done. Got another, this one's a fern. Image here. I'm just going to put the glue sporadically on some of the leaves. I'm going to stick this one up in this corner. Oh, see what I mean? You can move it. Okay, now we're going to grab the last one. So it's a little bit tedious, but it gives a great effect on your finished card. And the other tip I had is, yes, there was a lot of die cutting with this, but I actually ran it all through my Big Shot at one time. So I cut just enough vellum and cardstock to cut each image that I wanted to cut out, and laid them all on my plate at the same time, and then ran it through once. So it really didn't take a long time to cut. My fingers are a little tacky. Okay. So we'll let that set, and I'm going to put that aside for now. So what I have here is for my sentiment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it with my Tranquil Tide, and I've picked the sentiment, "You are the greatest." So we're going to ink that up. We're going to stamp it. Perfect. And I've grabbed my tailored tag punch. This is one of my favorite punches, and I'm going to show you why after we cut this piece out. It's definitely my most used. It sits on my desk as opposed to on my punch shelf. I'm going to show you that trick in a second. So what I've done now is, where did I put it? Oh my goodness, it's right in front of me. My petal pink. And I'm going to grab the dashed line image here. I just thought that the sentiment piece here was just a little too plain, so I'm going to stamp off once, and then I'm going to stamp the background here. Oop. Trick about when you do the stamping off is to remember to actually stamp off. So we're going to put that aside and close this up. Okay, so this is why this punch, not only does it cut a great shape, but you are able to take a strip of your designer series paper. The girls from my workshop will know that I do this often, and I can't cut straight banner flags. So if you just put the paper in the tip here and punch, you can get a perfectly even flag cut. So I use this punch all the time. Now that one wasn't the straightest. Easy to fix. Done. So that's awesome. Use it. Well worth the money. So now all I'm going to do is take my Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to put a few dimensionals on the back of this layer. Okay. And peel that off. And I'm going to mount this to the center. Okay. And then once again, I'm going to take my sentiment and just put a couple dimensionals on that. And mount this to the center of my card. Okay, so that's how the finished piece is going to look. Just like that. I'm losing light because it's getting dark. And I finished up the card by taking some of the gold faceted gems. These gems, I wasn't sure about them when they came out in the catalog last year. I have used so many of them. Now if I can peel them off. We're going to stick one up here. And a couple down in the corner. So when I do decorations on my cards like this, I try to stick with uneven numbers. Uneven seems to work best. It seems to be aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So this is the card we came up with. So it's super fun. It's 3D. Okay, you get your layers in there with your leaves. Super fresh, and it was relatively easy to put together. So that was the first card that I set up for us today. So I'm going to put those pieces aside. And I've got one more card. I decided to do 2 cards today just because we took a bit of time there going through the holiday catalog items. So the second card, once again, we want to stick with summer theme, was the set I wasn't going to get. So here's the card that I came up with for this one. Okay, there. And it's using the Sea of Texture stamp set and the Under the Sea framelits. When I saw this at Onstage, it was definitely not a set I was interested in. Wasn't sure about the octopus mainly. To me, he looked a little creepy, a little scary. But the project ideas I saw with this card absolutely, or these supplies absolutely blew me away. So we're going to be putting this one here together. So, got all my pieces cut, and once again, looks like a lot of die cutting, but it was really easy because I ran it all through the Big Shot at one time. Okay, so I'm starting with the standard card base here, scored at 4 1/4, and it's Crumb Cake, which is one of my favorite cardstock colors to use for my bases. And I'm going to bring out my Crumb Cake ink. And I'm going to be using the net image here from the stamp set. And we're just going to actually ink it up, stamp it off, and we're just going to put it around the frame of the card here. Okay. And we're going to go all the way around just so that the net pops out a little bit everywhere. Let's see if I can put maybe... Oh, I did that one full strength. Okay, it doesn't look terrible. You know what we'll do? There's ways to fix everything. See? We can make mistakes too. We're going to do a few full strength popping out at random places. That way it looks like we meant to do that. There, perfect. So we're going to put that aside. And we're going to come in with our white panel. And this is cut at, I believe, 5 3 7/8. And we're going to come in with our soft sea foam. So this is one of the new colors that Stampin' Up! Came up with this year, and it is one of my favorite colors. And all I'm going to do here is I'm inking up it's almost like a rough sea background image. And we're going to stamp off once, and we're going to cover the whole base of the card here. Okay. I'm going to ink up just to create a fun background. I'll hold it up for you when we're done. So I love, with so many of the sets I felt this year, is that you can really combine them with different layers of ink and make great backgrounds. You can make some great abstract pieces with them. So we're going to keep going. And I will go back over and do some places with full strength to just try and give it a little bit more depth. There. So we're done with that. We're going to put that one aside. And I want to stamp some seaweed. So I've got my stamp here, and I'm going to use my Tranquil Tide. Now remember, if you share the video, make sure you comment that you shared it, and you will be entered into a draw to win a prize. And I will announce the winner of that on August 28th. So I've put together a fun prize for today's video. So we're going to ink up our seaweed, and we're going to actually stamp it in the bottom right corner, and we're going to stamp it at different heights. Okay. One there. Maybe one more. So there we go. We're going to put that in the bottom corner. And to get our stamping done, I have a die cut circle here, and I die cut it with the Stitch Framelits die. And this is with the Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to take my Blackberry Bliss ink. And I actually chose a sentiment from the Petal Palette Suite, and I picked the Life is So Much Better With You in It. Love that sentiment, so I wanted to make sure I put together a fun card using that. So let's grab a clear block here. I'm going to mount my stamp, ink it up. We're going to turn this the right way and stamp it right into the center. Perfect. We'll put that aside, and then our stamping's done. So same thing, I'm going to bring in that favorite punch I was talking about earlier, and we're going to cut little flags. This is using a small piece, it was a scrap actually that I had left of the Designer Series paper. And what I like to do when I cut little flags like this is I'm going to curl the edges because I want some dimension on my card. So I'm going to curl those up, and I'm actually going to mount this flush to my card. Okay, I'm going to kind of dry fit where I want it to go, and I think about there would work. And I want to do that just so I can try and get my placement in for when I put my seaweed and coral in there. So I'm going to grab some of the Stampin' Dimensionals, put them onto my piece, because we want our sentiment to pop up. But before we stick that down, I'm going to grab some of my linen thread, and we're going to just make some simple loops with it. You don't need too much. I'll grab our paper snips here, snip off the edge. And all I want to do is kind of do a couple tight loops. And I don't want them to look too uniform. We want our tails coming loose. I'm never happy when I do this random stuff. And we're going to put a bit of adhesive, and the dimensionals will help lock this into place as well. And then we're going to put our sentiment circle right on there. Now, another tip when working with this linen thread is that a great feature with it is that you can unwind. Let's see if I can, it took me a while when I was putting the card together to figure it out, but you can unwind the ends to make it look a little rough. So I like the look of that when I'm doing especially these nautical beachy themed cards. So we have that done. Okay, and we're going to mount this to our card base before we get any of our fancy glue in. Done. Okay. And we're going to mount that on there. Kind of like it a little bit better with some of the darker netting as opposed to just the light netting on it. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of like how that turned out. So that's perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue and layer on my coral. So once again, a little bit of this glue goes a long way. So you need very little of it. And I kind of want my seaweed to poke off the card, so I'm putting minimal amounts on there because I do want some of the pieces to stand out. And I'm going to kind of mount that on there. Now my larger coral piece, I've actually cut it out of a piece of the copper paper. So we're going to put a little bit of glue on that and mount it to the side. Okay. Once again, we'll hold it down to make sure it sticks. And last piece of coral here. Very little. And we'll stick that on there. I'm going to pull that thread up though, because I want it to come up in the front of the card. And I'm losing my light. There you go. Okay, and the last piece here is we have a sand dollar. So we're going to adhere that on. Okay, we're going to put it in this lower corner. Now we're going to add one of my favorite elements to finish this card off. We're going to put on some Wink of Stella. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to color the sand dollar here. And I like it because it not only adds glitter, but it also makes the crumb cake appear darker. It gives that darker finish to it. Wink of Stella is one of my favorite tools. And then also, you have to have a shiny C. So I'm just going to tap it off the lid here. And we're going to flick it all over the card. Let's see, I think that's enough. And then it will give, let's see. See that? I'm not sure if you can, but it gives a little sparkle finish all over the card, all over your card front, which is terrific. I love it. It's one of my favorite things that I've been doing lately. So here are the two cards. Where's the other one we put together? The two cards we put together today. So it was a little bit of a fun day because we got to do the holiday catalog and then we put together two summer cards. So I had so much fun doing this with you guys today. I appreciate you stopping by and coming to watch. As I said, I'm going to keep the draw open for a week. So if you share the video within the next week, just put in the comments to this video that you shared it. And then you're going to be entered into a draw to win a prize. Or if you place a product order, you can also be entered into the draw. So I'll close it next Thursday at 7 p.m. If you want a holiday catalog, send me an email to jumblescraps@gmail.com. If you'd like to be added to my newsletter list, same thing. The next Facebook Live, I'm aiming for August 28th, so I'll announce the winners at that time. And August host code is here. If you want it to place a product order, you want to use the host code. If you have any questions about anything we went over today, please don't hesitate to send me a message. I really appreciate you guys, and I'm so happy that we are here. So have a great next week and a fabulous weekend. Hopefully we get some good weather, no more thunderstorms, and we'll see you guys again soon. Thanks so much. Bye.